I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do every single day, or you're going to fall massively behind everyone else. This is the daily checklist. The sweat's already running, but I'll show you how to do it in just 1 to 3 hours. So even if you got a life outside of New World, you'll still be locked in. Let's start off with your daily faction missions. I highly recommend doing this if you have time. This takes about 10 to 15 minutes to do, and just head over to your faction vendor and do the 3 PvP quests. This will net you a total of 60,000 juicy faction tokens. You can either do them here in Elysian Wilds, where you do all 3 at once, or you can do my run, the Reekwater run, where you go from here to here, and then you run all the way back. It's quite the journey, but hey, either one is very solid. I still prefer Reek, but some people prefer the Elysian Wild one, so pick whichever one's up to you. The reason why we do this, by the way, if you're wondering, why exactly do I have to spend my quality time doing a faction run? Well, it's very simple. Chromatic seals. These right now are very good to buy and then sell onto the market with the charm system. You'll also need faction tokens to purchase the new heart rune that came this season. I think it's relatively strong and it's worth checking out. On top of that, if you want to buy some good starter gear, the faction vendor is a great place to look, as this comes with very good perks such as shirking and empowering, which are 2 phenomenal early game perks, and what I would consider best in slot is my 2 perkers for a vast majority of builds at the moment. It also comes with 1 gem slot, which is amazing, a must have, and then 1 defensive slot, which is solid. This is pretty good starter gear, and if you don't know where to go and you still want to play the game in terms of PvP, this faction gear can put you ahead of the curve, especially to anyone that's not doing it. Now we've got the faction away, let's head over to what everyone's been doing right now, the daily chest runs. These things have been selling like hotcakes. Everyone's out there doing the chest runs. But here, I'm going to break down the most valuable ones so you know exactly which ones you have to focus on. I'll give you the reasoning behind it and why. 1, I would say you want to do Merc right now. This is non-negotiable. This has a lot of good chests on the run, as this can drop key perks that have infixes on them. Infixes are these overpowered perks that you see everyone trying to get right now. Take this bow. This increases my damage dealt by 20% while within 10 meters. This makes a bow into a one-shot machine if someone gets into sneezing range, and yes, I can sneeze 10 meters. But what else should you do besides Shatter Mountain? I would say the Nighthaven one is really good as well. You can do this one right here. It's called X-Night in chat. As for all the newcomers, that's not going to be familiar. If you're a solo player and you like doing your chest run solo, highly recommend checking out Nightbreaker Roost. This one is very good across the board because not only can it drop infixes, but it has a lot of good chests and it's completely soloable except for the end boss there, unless you're rocking my solo build, as that thing can take on anything. Next up, I always recommend doing Cutlass Keys. This is hands down the most popular run, and you should always be able to get into your daily cutlass no matter what. This I would say is hands down the most profitable, as it gives you a lot of stuff, tons of chests, and you get some doubloons. More on that later. If you've done all those chest runs and you still want to continue the journey, next up I would say is IMP and Reekwater pools. This run right here, and Siren in this one. These, what I would say, is your last 3 chest runs. They're not as strong as the other ones, mainly due because pools has less chests. Sirens takes longer per chest, and IMP, this one can hit you a goldfish, which can skyrocket your economy, but once again, I believe this one has less overall loot than the other ones. I could be a bit wrong on there, so if anyone down in the comments below would love to correct me and show them how much of a New World god they are, I would really appreciate that. But quick bonus tip here, if you're trying to get into raids, or you plan on getting into a raid, you have to do pools. There's a tentacle guy up top here. This is mandatory to grab, as this will drop you the Aenite Bow, which is slotting up to be the DPS's evade rapier backbar weapon. If you don't understand how DPS works in New World, don't worry, I'll break that down in a whole separate video coming out tomorrow, so make sure to come check that one out. And while you're at it, smash that like button, subscribe, and become a YouTube channel member and support your boy. Alright, that's chest runs covered, dusted. Let's move on to a few more that can definitely help us make some money and keep up to the rest of the crew. We've just finished our chest runs. Now what? Head over to Cutlass Keys at the bottom of the map and check out the wishing well. First thing, grab the glittering golden key. It costs 5 doubloons, but don't sweat it. I've got 10k, so it's chump change. Once you have it, travel to the shrine near the PvP pillars. Pop open that chest and bam, 500 doubloons. That's what I call a massive trade up. Next, we want to scroll down in the wishing well to consumables and sealed boxes. Buying these daily will net you free resources and save you thousands of gold long term. The key highlight here is the honing stone. Currently they're worth about $300 each. I grabbed 5 for free. That's 1500 gold saved. Sure, you can't sell them, but free stones for your next OPR or dungeon run locked in. For food, I recommend picking up Stat Boost Meal, pair that with trading skills. This is a massive value in terms of some free gold. Open one of these bad boys up, we got a banana parfait. Type in banana parfait on the market and we can sell this bad boy out for $36. Times that by 5 and we made a solid profit across the board. Done with the wishing well? Next up we got our daily crafts. If you're new to World Aeternum, these are under each refining profession. For example, the loom, Phoenixweave, Prismatic cloth. These are limited daily, but they net about 500 to 1500 gold depending on server RNG. Sometimes you'll hit big, sometimes, well, you might be homeless under the bridge of Windsward. Either way, free gold, so you should do it. Now let's talk your daily mutation runs. Veteran players run these consistently for multiple reasons. One, the loot is phenomenal right now and you should look to do these. But at the same time, you can get a daily cash that nets you $1,000 per run. Click random, and you'll also see tanks and healers, well, they get an additional 500. 2 runs a day, you're rolling both gear and gold. But something you get while running mutated expeditions is also artifacts. These things are game changers across the board, and my personal favorite is Blood Drinker. This thing turns you into a life-stealing god, and honestly, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. More beautiful than any girl. Where do you get this? Well, you get the Starstone barrels, and it has to be mutated. Right now it is. So not only can we do our activities, hit our mutated expedition, get free money, but get god artifacts in the process. That's what I like to call a win-win. If you're still feeling it and you want some extra gold, head over to the random expeditions. Here, you're not going for loot, just pure coin. Here, you can do this 3 times a day while making about $1,000 per run if you're a tank or a healer. Next up, let's talk about the trading market. This can make you passive gold throughout the day. I recommend sticking to a material that you know best. Let's use iron ingots as an example. Type it in on the market, click it, and you'll see the sell order, $1.50. Now we can look at buy order and see if the iron is worth buying and then reselling later on. Depending on the price of the sell and buy order, you can make a decent profit in the long run. Think of this as passive incomes, or as your stocks, your 401k. Do these each day, it takes about 5 minutes, come back the next day, see if you have storage, and if you do, go back to the market and look to sell them. Solid trade up, solid profit all around the board. But we're not done yet. We got a few more coming your way, and they get even better. If you also want to make a free $1,500, head over to the Gypsum Kiln. Here there'll be a box waiting for you to open called the Cache of Golden Matter. 20 gypsum orbs is a small price to pay for free real estate. You will also see a plethora of ways to get gypsum orbs right here. But if you're confused and want to know how to get more, the faction vendor and the wishing well that I mentioned previously is also a good source of them. Just open up the faction vendor, click rewards, and scroll all the way down. There'll be a row at the bottom and a row of gypsum orbs on the second column. So if you're looking to hit your weekly 20 limit and you need a few more, the faction vendor is a great place. If you guys also want to know what you could use your gypsum orbs for along with your daily crafts, well, you can craft these enchanted handles. Each profession has their own unique version, and you can use those to craft armor, weapon, and jewelry matrix. Here we can clearly see the armor matrices are selling for 10,000 gold, an absolute profit if we're making them. So I highly recommend making these every single day with your daily crafts and then selling them on the market if you don't need them. You could be making fat coin right now, especially since everybody wants these to upgrade their new artifacts, to upgrade their new weapons. These are a must, and they're right now extremely overpriced. So you should get on that craft right now before they go down into the gutter. I want to give you a few quick bonus tips that'll save you a ton of time later. Let's start off with faction tokens and PvP experience. I know there's people out there that absolutely despise PvP, but still want to get the items on the PvP track. How exactly do we do this? Simple. Head over to Great Cleave, aka the Frozen Tundra, my homeland, Canada. Talk to your faction vendor. Here, you'll do the 3 PvP quests on repeat. Don't do these for your 3 dailies, as that won't net you a solid profit. I recommend still doing that in Reekwater and Elysian Wild. You come to Great Cleave to farm XP fast, and that's why you'd run these 3 missions. Don't worry, nobody will attack you. It's basically a peace treaty zone. We are here to farm. Next up, you have 3 bonus daily arena. This is for the greasy of the goblins. Arena's super sweaty, so only go in at your own peril. You'll net a very hefty chunk of PvP experience, some salt, and a nice weekly chest that still nowadays can give solid rewards. Not as good as the current gear if you get some best in slot god roll, but hey, we get to make some gear, some progress on our track, and kill people while doing it. That's a triple win in my book. Next up, if you want to know how to make a quick buck right now, I highly recommend selling the charms in your inventory. These things are selling for some insane amount of prices if you get the right one. Like Shirking Heels, 7,000 gold per charm. You have any of these charms in your inventory and you're saving them because you don't know what to do with them, sell them right now, as these will be the highest price they will ever be at. So it's much better to make a quick coin now and then having to rebuy them later when you actually know what you want, than it is to hoard them like a squirrel holding its nuts for the winter. Don't be that guy. Sell your stuff right now. Just do a quick check across the board what you have. If it's worth gold, sell it. If not, you can think about holding it. And that, guys, is going to wrap up the dailies you must be doing every single day to net gold and gear at the same time, so we don't fall behind the veteran players. Overall, this should take you between 1 to 3 hours, depending how much you're doing. If you guys did find this helpful, or I made you laugh, it would mean a lot to me if you hit that subscribe button, and comment down below what you do to make gold or farm gear renewal right now. I would love to hear it. While you're on it, become a YouTube channel member, support your boy like my fellow rats, and join the brotherhood. And with that, peace.